And we're on. There we go. Had the wrong output selected. Right. How we doing? Let's have a look at the chat. Hi Josh, how you doing? Right. So we've got a busy morning. So I'm going to continue with that track that we were doing yesterday. And I've got a list of stuff that's going on. Just got to... Oh, the hair's never going to go right. Part of the ritual, isn't it? Right, that'll have to do. Yeah, so there's lots of things to do on that. So, trying to think what's been happening. Yeah, had a good day playing guitar. There was plenty of guitar playing. I was back to work, so back on the acoustic guitar. And, bloody hell, hard work though, playing. I was, when you haven't played for a couple of weeks properly on acoustic guitar, really hard work. I was struggling away, I must admit. But I'm getting back to fitness on it. Who else have we got here? Who else is hiding about? Say hello. Because it can get quite lonely up here. Oh, there's Angus. Hi, Angus. How are you doing? Good to see you up nice and early in the morning. This is the best time to be up. The morning, apparently. I must admit, I'm almost the 5 a.m. club, and I used to get up at 4:30 when I first started getting serious again about music. One of the major levers was getting up in the morning, and I used to get up at 4:30. I used to produce from 4:30 to 7:30, but I think that was probably like far too much. So it kind of got cut down to 5, then 5:30, and then just with the time frame of things, we are at 6 o'clock for the stream, but I'm up at 5:30, which works out great for me. But the streams used to be 5:30. And I coach at 5:30. I have a morning group on a Wednesday, and that's 5:30. So, but I'm up at 5:30, is what I'm saying, in a long-winded way. So I had a few listens to the track yesterday. I was surprised at how much progress it made. Now, I must say, a bit of a disclaimer: I am breaking the machine rules here. It's a good time. I've got my coffee here. So normally what happens is when we look, I'll just get buying up and then it's easier, isn't it? And then I can screen share it. Oh, there's a fly in this room. How annoying is that? Little bump of hair there. Alright. Screen share. I think this is... There we go. So normally when we're in a machine, we've got the splurge column here. So all the ideas, I'm always saying, make music without judgment, which is exactly what we want to be doing. All of that stuff goes into here, all right? And this is the splurge column. Interesting enough, this system's very, very similar to how Rick Rubin talks about in his new book at the minute. So he has actually a similar system to this, but instead of splurging, he calls his ideas seeds. So he'll call them seeds, which he's going to plant, I suppose. Now, what we have after seeds is we have the sketchbook. Normally the sketchbook used to be over the other side, but it's here because it's so I don't ignore it and actually put stuff in there. And then we've got discovery. So a lot of these I need to listen to these. I'm behind on my listening and I need to start putting stuff in there. But where the action starts happening after splurge is discovery. In splurge is a decision. You don't work on a track when it's here. It just you decide I'm going to make some music. You make the music. You dump it in here. Then it's a decision to like, do I like this? Do I think it's got potential? Is this music resonating? What does the music want to be? I think there's some investigations to be had. We're moving into discovery. And then discovery is where we start finding out that basically the question for discovery is, what does the music want to be? And the great way of thinking about it is, what does the music want to be? Is it stops us designing into something. It stops us from going, right, what do I want the music to be? As soon as we start doing that, we become very, very result focused. There's an end game there, which we then become hyper-focused on and then try and move towards, which is fine. But the only problem about that is most of the time that never happens. And what we do is we sweat over trying to get there. Can you watch The Crow? Can I watch The Crow? I would. I don't. Oh, it's just flying here. I could, but I don't actually have a television. I could watch it on the computer though, couldn't I? But I don't really watch anything. But I tell you what, Najiku, what would be great is, why don't you come over and subscribe to my YouTube channel? It's just Tim Hutch. You can find me there because I need subscriptions on here because the YouTube's sort of my main hub. So if you just look for you'll find me there, and then you can subscribe to the Twitch as well as you're there. That would be great. This channel is about making music. That's what I'm bothered about. I'm making music and helping other people to make absolutely tons of music. That's what I'm doing here. Discovery then. The question is, what does the music want to be? We're not becoming result focused. Result focused means that we negate any other creative opportunities that kind of arise because it doesn't fit the result that we have in mind. I'll not talk too much about that. And then we've got draft. Well, draft's your arrangement, isn't it? So draft is, you've got all these sections in Discovery, and then you put them in a format that actually tells a story. So in Discovery, usually you'll have some idea of what the music wants to be. God, that fly's annoying. I don't know what to do about it. I'm not going to swat it live. Anyway, so the drafting, you're trying to tell a story basically. You're looking at what the purpose wants to be. What's the emotion? What are the moods? What's the story? Yeah, not to be mixed up with function, which is I'm making a piece of music for people to dance to. Right. And then done is, once we've done our drafting, we go into done, and done is like splurge. It's a decision column. When we're in done, we just hold it there and decide after 7 days, do we want to release this? With done is the track doesn't have to be completely finished. It just needs to have all of the parts there. When we go into release, that's when we do all the final. A lot of the time I'm doing electronic music, it's kind of just the mixing and a few tweaks that I need to do. If I'm doing sort of more bandy stuff, then basically what I'll do is I'll re-record guitars and things like that. But fundamentally, I have the blueprint of what the music is. And that's what happens in release. So that's just a quick sort of overview, and we can see the track I'm working on today is actually in draft. So we are kind of, sort of telling a story, but we've got some sort of tweaks and things like that, and we're going to try and get some leverage on the dynamics, on the tension and release, the emotional impact of what we're doing is going to happen there. But when you come on a coaching group, this is what you learn. This is like we use this as the cornerstone, the foundation, and then we put all of our tracks in here, and then you start processing them. And what you find is when you've got this system, is you can track multiple pieces of music at once. Yeah. If I look at one of my older ones, see, this is like a really busy one. So we've got the sketchbook, which will be there. So you can see this is like really, really busy. We've got a couple in discovery, draft, and then we've got 4 in release. Stuff that have waiting to be released, which I'm using as backing tracks. So there's like a ton of stuff there. But we're over here today. And the cool thing about it is, like, I use Trello. Right. Can I watch? No, I can't watch The Crow. No, I can't watch. I'm sorry. I'm accepting it. Yeah. I'll get my chopsticks out, isn't it? Try and catch it. I think it's gone now. So we'll come back to that. Right. Or take it out with a plectrum. That would be the guitar equivalent, wouldn't it? Just went dead. Anyway, I wouldn't hurt a fly. So accepting it's probably the best idea. All right. So I think we're getting close to me actually doing something. I wonder if there's anybody else here. Is there anybody else lurking? I haven't seen Graham on here. Graham's usually on, but he's not about. Not to worry. So anybody who is, if you're on the basically, I think if I've done the description of this, but in one of the videos, like yesterday's or something, in the description, you can join the Discord. So I've got a Discord, so we can keep the conversations going. So there's a few members on there. It's fairly active, which is pretty good, and there's lots of different rooms to chat in. So obviously General's very popular, but we do have the accountability channel, which people are using, which is brilliant. So I'll have to actually do my accountability this week. So I'll do that when I get a bit of time. Yeah. Oh, there's Sean. Look, there's Sean. Yeah, so Sean has been using the accountability, which is great. I need to do my accountability this week. I think it's brilliant having the accountability room because it gets you doing stuff, doesn't it? As soon as I put something in there, I have a productive week. I always go above and beyond what's actually there. So, it's really, I find it super, super powerful. Work the light up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so Sean's been using it, so I'll do mine. I think I achieved all of my accountability, but I didn't do the I slept with my guitar, or I slept with my guitar. You wouldn't believe what actually happened. So I haven't done that, but I've done a different video instead, which, to be fair enough, people probably like a bit better. I'm gonna do a different one for next week. I'm gonna do some arpeggios. That's what I thought I'd do. Right, yeah. So, yeah, just get on there. It'll be brilliant. Say hello, and then the accountability, and then just put your name in the accountability. The other thing is I've posted up when you're on the Discord. I've posted up a link, okay, on there for there's a free coaching group on Wednesday happening. So really important. It would be great to see lots of people on there. It's a workshop. I'll be taking you through an exercise, right? The key to success, right? Okay. The key to doing anything, right, and getting good at it, all right, is simply knowing what you're going to do. If you don't know what you're going to do, then you've not really got anything to do in any particular direction. So it's common sense, isn't it? So I'm running everybody through a brilliant exercise, right, that allows you to, that will help you decide on what you want to do. It'll get that going. And the thing is, you become very highly motivated. But there are 3 areas that we focus in on, okay? And the first one is we'll be having a look at what music you want to do, okay? So whether you're making music, it could be like as a guitar player, how you want to model yourself, who do you want to be like, how are you going to make it unique to you? So we do a free write. So we're going to do some free writing, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. Then we have a look at the business side, because it would be nice to, I sit here all the time going, oh, music's like, there's no money in it, but you can still generate a little bit of income to buy yourself some gear and stuff like that, maybe get the family on a holiday, or subsidize something. So there is ways that you can make music. If you're an advanced player, being an artist lifts your profile, and you can actually charge more money. Being an artist, educator, that sort of thing. So we do look at the money business side of things, and then we have a look at what mindset you need to achieve everything that you're wanting to do, and that's where it gets really, really interesting. So actually, you walk away with a roadmap, with a blueprint of what you're going to do. And I just find that incredibly exciting. So every time I do it, I just, it absolutely blows my mind, and then I know what I'm doing, and off I go. Right, Mark Roberts, progressive rhythm rock. Okay, sounds good. Now, are you describing your music there? Because what we will be doing is we'll be doing these in either 5 or 7 minute free writing exercises. Right now, free writing is where you just put pen to paper, right, and you freely write. You just write what's in your head and allow it to come out. Now, I don't ask anybody to read out what they've been writing, all right? So you might start off, Tim's an idiot, why is he asking me to do this? This is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, I hear really heavy distorted guitar, right, and some like break beats behind it. Okay, there's some synth basses and some higher arpeggios that I'm doing on a clean, like it'll come out eventually, and you're off and you're writing it, and the emotion is this, and da-da-da-da. So the free write, even though some of it can be irrelevant, all of the good stuff comes out, because the purpose of a free write is to break through the conscious layer of the conscious layer of thinking, right? So we're breaking through that conscious layer of thinking, and we're getting to the stuff that's like where all the surprises are, and that's why I use it. It's like all that designy stuff, and like just describing your music from the conscious thinking, and then when that exhausts itself, then what's after that is usually the really, really good stuff, the stuff that you think, wow, how did I think of that? That is amazing. What an inspiring idea that is. So that's what the free write is. It's just trying to get through that conscious layer of thinking to the good stuff, if that makes sense. Not the conscious layer of singing, the conscious layer of thinking. But it's early in the morning. So there you go, Mark. So everybody who's on the Discord, the link is in the Discord. So you've got to be on the Discord to get to the link to come to the coaching group. And we'll do that. And then what we can do is, once we've done the mindset bit, then I can open the mic, and anybody who wants to talk about what the plans are, what they want to do, then I can do a little bit of coaching you through that. And you will walk away like with a plan. And if you've got a plan, you know what you're doing, you're going to do it. That's the thing. And the other thing about it is that, and bear this in mind, right? And this is why coaching is so different, right? You are making your plan. Sorry to point. This is the point. It's not consultancy. It's not Tim saying, Tim said I should do this and has made me an action plan of which I'm going to follow, right? All right. That's consultancy, right? That's something else. When people are doing an action plan for you, you didn't come up with that. And inevitably what happens, right, is people get excited about having an action plan, go off, and then don't do it. And that's simply because they didn't do it. You know, if you come up with your plan, you're more likely to do it. And as a coach, it's for me to help you facilitate that. The other important factor is from the coaching angle, is when you do come up with this plan, it will be within your skill to challenge ratio. And that's very, very important, because when you are setting yourself up to do something, Csikszentmihalyi, can't pronounce his name, psychologist, says that we need to have a skill to challenge ratio. And also the other guy who did The Rise of Superman, Stephen Kotler, the skill to challenge ratio is actually only between 4 to 7%. As I always say, I'm not sure how you measure that, okay? But the point being is 4 to 7% isn't a massive quantum leap. But when we are doing sessions, I mean, when I play a guitar, every time I pick a guitar up and I remember, I always think, right, whatever I'm doing, I only have to make 1% better. So everything you do in a day, if you just make it 1%, if we get to the end of the week, that's 14%, 2 weeks. With 7%, 2 weeks, 14% better. A month, 28%. So we're making like very, very good progress by doing 1%. Okay, but if we go over 7%, if people tend to set themselves, because that like really big goals, and then find that they can't achieve any of it, but that's not what we want. You're better off putting the bar really, really low and actually just achieving something, because then you get the bug of wanting to do something, and then you want more and more and more and more. If we don't have the skill to challenge ratio dialed in correctly, though, if it's too hard, you won't do it. If it's too easy, you won't do it, because if it's too hard, you're overwhelmed. If it's too easy, you get bored. So you need to have a fair chance of doing it. So, but we'll be doing all of that on Wednesday night, and that's going to be at 8 p.m. UK time. It's a really valuable workshop to do with me, especially if you're thinking about coming on to, one of my coaching groups, right? So there's a couple of coaching groups, and all I do is I just charge, and I'll get this right, $237 a month, right? And every week you're going to meet up, all right, for 2 hours in a group of no more than 4 people. And then we go through music making exercises. Nobody hears each other's music. It's coaching. So there is no differentiation. And what I mean by that, you can have, because it's coaching and it's you doing it, you can have basically somebody who's really advanced and somebody who is not so advanced, and it doesn't really matter, because you're learning, and this is a brilliant thing, you're learning from your experience. Really, coaching should be in schools, shouldn't it? Because you're learning from your experience, and I can guarantee now, right, that it's rapid. You're learning, and what you're doing is rapid, because you'll just become really addicted to making music, and you'll just see the improvement. And even though I hear people say, "Oh, I haven't got any time," right? Suddenly, when you want to do something like play a computer game or whatnot, that I have to do that, right? But as soon as you want to do something, right, you'll do it, and time just appears because it's subjective, isn't it? So I'm starting to lecture. I'll stop. But yeah, the time will kind of appear, and then you'll do this thing, you know. And then part of actually becoming a musician, a music producer, isn't winning a lot of the time. It's about falling off, right, and getting back on. I mean, to be honest, do you think there's days where I just like every day I want to get up and do a live stream and do stuff? Of course not. You know, I have to drag myself here a lot of the time, and it's based on a habit. And then when I get here, there's all these wonderful people there to see me, and off I go, you know. But it's important. I want to help people. I want to help people make much better music. I want to make my own music, so it serves me well. Even if there's nobody there, I can just get on and do what I'm doing anyway, and just leave the camera on, and we get to see stuff. But it's about falling off as well, and about getting back on, you know, being professional. And what I don't buy into is I'm not in the zone. If I'm not happy, I'm not going to make very good music. But like you can't wait. Yeah, I'm too tired. You can't wait, right, for your mood to be the correct mood, because it never will be the correct mood to make music or to do anything. It might align. Well, it's more than a theory, Mark, because I've coached hundreds and hundreds of people, all right? And, well, I mean with Mike, because I coached with him, it'll have been thousands, right? It's not a theory. It's like I just see this time and time again, every time, all right? That mood thing is what we need to do, right? And I'll say this, and it's almost like people probably don't like to hear it, right? But you can treat it, I know it's like your leisure time, like a job. So you'll feel the resistance against wanting to do a thing, like going to the gym or doing something like going out for a run when you don't want to do it, or doing anything that you don't want to do, like going to work, right? I don't want to go to work. I mean, actually, I really like work, but most of the time. But there are times don't want to go to work, right? And you think, oh, it's going to be horrific. I don't want the challenges. I don't want to get up. And then what if I make really bad music? I'll hate myself, all that kind of stuff. We all go through that, right? But inevitably, when you get yourself there and you start the work, especially if you're getting coached, you break through that very, very quickly. You get into flow and you have the best time. And it doesn't really matter if the session doesn't work out. As long as you create something that exists outside of your body, right? The music coming out the speakers, even if it's a drum beat and a bass and a melody. If you do that, you've got data. And if you've got data, you can listen to it. And it might mean facing the truth. That might be hard. But if you've got data, you can look at it, you can assess what's going on, and you can work out what the next move forward is. And therefore you create new knowledge for yourself. And that's how you improve. The worst thing you can do in anything is do nothing. Because if you do nothing because I wasn't in the mood or whatever, there is nothing. So how can you improve? And that's part of it. As music makers, as producers, and I believe we are all artists here, we all have now, with the skills that you have now, you can make great music. As long as you're prepared to, like, make a few compromises, but we're all individual. We can tap into our individual styles and we can make amazingly unique music that's as good as and interesting as anybody else out there. Okay? A lot of the time we just got to allow ourselves to do that. We have to turn up. Okay? And what happens is, you have your data, you start learning, you start making improvement. As soon as you see the improvements happening, you get the bug and you just want to be back. And it's like an addiction. And when you're addicted to something, not that I've ever had an addiction, but when you're addicted to music, you're not bothered about the quality. Because I'm all about, like, just forget about judgment. All I want's the data. I'm not bothered if it's brilliant or bad, but I am going to use it and I am going to learn from it, because the way that we learn is from solving problems. That's what it is, you know. New knowledge has to come from somewhere, doesn't it? And we can create our own new knowledge by making music, by representing who we are, which is, it's not even that the music isn't who you are, it's just what you've made as a snapshot at that time. You know, I think artists always have this thing where, oh, if I make terrible music, I'm a really bad person, it's really awful, and like, how can I get over it? And I don't want to face up to it, I'm not going to do the session. It's not that, it's just a little diary entry. That's all it is, you know. I've released hundreds of tracks, and I don't like all of them. You know, the majority I'm not that fussed about. I answered one simple question when I finished the bit of music. Is this a good example of what it wants to be, right? If it is, then I'll release it. And the reason I'll release it is because it ain't about me. I've made something. I've been through that journey. It's now time for other people to enjoy that music. And therefore you release it, don't you? And that's really fundamentally how it works. You know, as an artist, it's not like there's no point in hanging on to that music anymore. It's time to release it. You know, that's why really the unreleased Freakstar stuff that was wrote back in 1998, right, to 2000, all of that I've released, because actually, even though, yes, it was recorded on old gear, yes, it doesn't sound as good as, like, you know, what you could probably do now. It was a labour of love. It's interesting. It has an interesting story. But the tunes are catchy. The tunes are really, really good. And even though a lot of them I don't like the vibe, don't like the poppiness of some of them, right? And I cringe a bit. But there's some great tunes there, by the way. With the Freakstar stuff, even though I resisted it, in the end, it was the correct decision to put everything up just on SoundCloud for now. You know, and then it got the spike, and then people are interested, people are commenting on that stuff, and people are saying nice things. So really, who was I to hold that back from allowing other people to enjoy your music, you know? And this is the other thing, it doesn't really matter what you do, right? Freakstar, yeah. I could, right, basically, I could fart into this mic and release it, and there'll be a group of people who will absolutely love that, and that's all they'll want. So the more unique and interesting and weird you get, the more loyal fans you probably end up with, and then you'll be the only provider of that music, right? And then, you know, you get these loyal fans. It's like the Seth Godin thing, isn't it? Like, you know, 1,000 true fans, and that's all you need to make a fan base. You know, it's not about having millions and millions of fans, but it's about having some really loyal fans. Like I wouldn't say fans, but I have other like-minded musicians on here, like yourselves. You're equal to me. That's how I see it. And we're all here, and it's a wonderful thing. It's like a little tribe. And then if you want to come along to the coaching groups, it's there. By the way, it's $237 for the month, 2 hours every week, which I stopped explaining about. And then the thing is, it's if it really weirds you out, right, and you think, oh, this coaching thing's not for me, I'll just refund you money. You can just have it back, and then that's fine. Okay. I used to say you could drop a mic in the toilet of the stuff that came out later in the 90s. Yes, you could. Or you could even just use the words drop the mic in the toilet. Drop the mic in the toilet. See, that's a hit. And then the music would stop, and then you'd drop a mic in the toilet. It would reverberate, and then the track would like kick in. I've got a brilliant idea for that. Could be a hit. Anyway, the 90s is back. Yes. That's it. Anyway, right, so I've got this track, this collaboration track, right, but I daren't say the artist name in case I get told off by YouTube, so I'm going to tell everybody on Discord who it is, right, and you'll be very, very surprised. But what I will say is this, basically they're a black metal band from Finland, right, who the singer really likes Freakstar. This is the thing, you just don't know why would really likes the music and he wants to do something with us. So I thought, why not? Got a bit of a following. Let's do something. So it's a black metal thing. Now, I've gone back to, because of the Freakstar thing, I've gone back to my old influences, fused with a bit of my influences now, and there is going to be some shredding happening on this as well, this track. So I've gone back to my, I absolutely loved Junkie XL when I did the Freakstar stuff, right? Junkie, oh, there's Kevin. Kevin. Hello, how are you doing? Relaxing with your feet up, no doubt. Hopefully. Excellent. Right, so what was I saying? Yes, I went back to my 90s roots, and Junkie XL was a big thing then, and so that influence is in a lot of that music, and I've gone back to it, and I've been listening to Big Sound of the Drags yesterday, which I absolutely love that album. Big Sounds of the Drags was just absolutely blew my mind. Such a great album. So have a listen to it. And it's got that vocalist on it, Rude Boy, absolutely love it. He's like the Rage Against the Machine guy, but probably before him. Alright. Let's have a look. So, we're going to do something very important. Now, music is about 1 second. I'll just mute the mic. So off the camera, I have a whole support team and audience watching, because this is a broadcast. This is a proper show, right? So, what we're going to do is we are going to do what is called a direct listen. We did a global focus direct listen yesterday, which is where you widen your body posture, you widen your peripheral vision, have your feet on the ground, getting sensory input off that, and that's designed to quieten our judgmental thinking, okay? Today what I'm going to do is I'm sort of at this drafting stage, is I'm just going to make a tension and release map. So very simply done, you listen to your music, and as you listen to it, you draw a line. And when the tension goes up in the music, guess what? The line goes up, and when it goes down, it goes down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to map that out, and then we know where the tensions and release are, and then we can have a look at the list of stuff that we're doing, and then hopefully we can make even more tension and release happen in the music. So I hope that sounds good, and when I've done this, I'll show you the result. But if you do this and you find you just have a flat line, that's okay. It just means you need to do some tension and release. All right. All right. So I've got my tension and release map, which I'll now present. That's what it looks like. So we do have a bit of tension and release, which is handy. Pop that there. So I can refer back to that. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we're going to have a look at our machine. Okay. And then we're going to go to the track. And then I've got some stuff in here that I want to do. So big clap in the half time section, fun vocal stabs, on the chorus. This is going to have vocals on it, by the way, as well, which I've got booked in to record on Saturday. Use sonable to tame harsh frequencies. So that's like a quality thing. I'm going to shove that at the bottom. Percussion on the hi-hats, that's a good one. Pitch fall. Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to experiment with that on the breakdowns. Tension strings. That'll be like later on. Drum fills and put right. Bass drone on root. Yeah, that's something I need to do. Right, let's start doing some of these. So I've already got, from yesterday, having a listen and just reviewing the music, is I've got a list of actions that I can do straight away, which is brilliant. So we need like a little sub bass thing. Let's do that. So I think the quickest way for me to make a sub bass is like this. So rather than looking at presets and doing it that way, what I like to do is just literally, because I use the tal bass, is I'll just copy the bass. And I'll just make the actual sound that I need there and then. So let's make a sub. So I just need to. It's going to take that filter off for now. Okay. On the wrong thing here. That's all. Right. Right. Sub bass. So rather than, flick through presets and stuff like that, why not just, make a sub? Which is easy enough done. So the cool thing about this is we can just add in, by using the frequency, as much upper harmonics as we want, so we can make it growl, in other words. And that's my sub bass done. No, I'm filtering this. I'm going to just take this. Okay, job 1 done. So you get the great satisfaction of doing that. Alright, let's do another one. Clap. Right. Oh, right, I need to get rid of that. All of that. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Big clap. And the quickest way to do this, McLaughlin Hutch sample pack, which is there'll be on impacts on it. Right there. I use these far too much, but they're great. It just adds so much dimension to what you're doing and drama. I think. Oh, that was another thing. Putting the kick behind those stabs. What was it? That's it. I'll take that out. So yes, I need to just make sure I've got right, and we'll just copy that. And oops. Alright. Oh, that's not right. I'll duplicate this one. just to make it look better. Okay, that's good. Cross my job off. I thought I put that one in. Anyway, I mustn't have. Right, back to the clap. Actually, where did I say I was going to put that clap? Halftime section. Sorry, I want to put it. Also, very quickly, I have the high pass and low pass filters just macroed on the SSL 4KE. Very handy workflow tip here. So I can just quickly access anything I want there. So very quickly, because that clap has a load of mug on it, so I don't want, right, if you hear that, ooh. Makes a big difference because you can actually, you know, you can really hear that. Right. Tension strings next. I mean, one thing I could do is I could use maybe more vaporwavy kind of sounds. Like stuff like that's gonna get the tension going, isn't it? With a phaser, yes. Oh, hold on. Whatever. in Serum Effects. I'm going for the 9th Patrick. Where's the route? We've got Phaser there. Okay, but we're going to move on quick. No, that's cool, Patrick. Keep the thoughts coming in. But what I'll do is, rather than kind of get onto a detail, I'll just move to the next thing really fast and then come back to it when I get into release. That's a drum loop, isn't it? Right, what I fancy doing here is, let's go to envelopes. Moving screens about. And, I'm gonna go to clip and transpose. And I'll put in a little gap in there. Just a tiny one. It'll be like an H note. Right, I'll stick them at the end there. I'll take that out. Vocal stabs. I'm using hi MJNW. I am using Ableton. So there we go, using Ableton. The other thing is how about joining the... actually, if you come over to YouTube and follow me on here, that's also... because that's like kind of the main hub of my operation. I know I kind of dual stream on Twitch and stuff, but basically, yeah, if you come over onto YouTube and give me a follow there, it's just Tim Hutch, you'll find me. That would be amazing. Or I should say subscribe. And then I don't know, Patrick, if you're on my MJ, if you're on the Discord, but there's also the Discord. You'll find the link in the previous video to this one on the live. Actually, I might have it. Wait up. See if I've got it. Right, there's the Discord. So we're all chatting on there about music and productivity and creativity and all that kind of cool stuff. So it's definitely, you know, worth being on there. All right. So let's have a look at a list of jobs. All right, quit that. All right, how we doing? I've got all right, done that. Right, these two next. Right, fun stabs. We're in the key of G, natural minor. So one of my favorite, the natural minor is like my favorite thing actually. Use it all the time. I want them to stop before that snare. Okay, pushing the wrong keys. J. Is it time for a coffee break yet, do you think? Right, I'm just going to stick them all in. save. And we'll build up the beat a bit. Interest. Okay. No. Sorry, we'll just, in the tradition of things, I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna I just need to shut the door 2 secs. Ugh. Right. Well, hair feels a bit weird there, but not to worry. Right. Okay. So basically, I have a special camera for the coffee pouring. What do you think? So, bearing in mind a bit of a studio upgrade, I realised that to even make the coffee experience from the thermos flask even more amazing, we're streaming, like, basically my cameras are set to 4K. Oh, it's fucking lid. Right, I need a new thermos flask. But basically, there we go. So, Josh, top studio tip is bring a thermos flask. I've ruined it. Not to worry. It tastes alright. It'll do. But it saves me getting up. It saves me getting up and having to, make a coffee and break in the creative flow. I've even toyed with the idea of how about the Hutch studio commode, so there's no need to go to the toilet, you just have your studio chair and that's what happens. It's like a chemical toilet beneath you. No point in moving at all. I wonder if that would catch on. Could we see that in big studios for engineers? The studio commode. I wonder how many I would sell. I know, like, Thomas has got, like, obviously he's got polychrome DSP, but I could have Hutch commodes. I mean, I can see the advert. Do you ever have your creative flow interrupted? Yeah, a musical chair of sorts. Oh, that's better. Right, okay. Let's go back to Secret Garden. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, like, you guys might think it looks a bit different, but I've got, like, the garden wall here, haven't I? And then I've got, like, the green foliage. Anyway. Okay, so drums. You can never have too much cowbell, can you? Ah, right. That's actually not what I wanted. I thought something was up. I've got too many hi-hats. Oh. Right. I mean, these drums need working up a bit, but so that's what this SSL is really good. I can hear like on that hi-hat, there's like a low. And the SSL is really good, even though when you turn that high pass right up, it doesn't kill the sound. It just cleans it up nice. Anyway, it's such a tiny difference. I shouldn't even be bothering at this stage or something like that. But we need the bigger move. So bigger move is this. Now, what am I looking for? Right. We'll just try a few things out. I do like the sound of that. I'm just going to pop it in. No, the timing's not very good, is it? But that's what I need, a go-go's. That's gonna lift the party. Have I got some? I'll have to find some. Anyway, I'll get back to this. I just need to find something. I like that. I just want to go back to those Agogos. Second. Right, I'm going to go with that. I'll just stick it through the whole thing for now. Okay. Right. Put some of this on the intro and the breakdowns. Right. I do have a bit of static. So I think we're getting there's just one more thing I fancy just experimenting with. And I think we'll get some cable guys on this and add some noise into the drums. And I think I'll just pop it on EXO. But that's actually given me another idea. Before I do that, I heard this on I can't remember what the band was called, but I heard like a really commercial it's probably not going to be long enough. Right. Not going to be long enough, I don't think. I will try it. No, it's not going to work. I'll go back to the original plan. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Right. And I think that's me coming to a conclusion for this morning. Where's the chart? All right, everybody. So I think that's me pretty much done for my session. So basically there is no... Just make sure I save this. So there is no live tomorrow morning. But we do have the coaching masterclass workshop, I should say. We'll have the coaching workshop. So if you're interested in joining that, you have to be on the Discord. So the link's in this chat. If you join Discord, the link is in the announcements for the Zoom call, and then hopefully I'll see some people on there. And that's going to be 8 o'clock UK time, this Wednesday. All right. So guys, thank you for tuning in and watching this broadcast. It's been brilliant. And I'll see you next one, should be Thursday. All right then. Bye for now.